Dobre večer, good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, depending on where you are in the world. Although I don't think, actually, maybe the West Coast is still kind of the morning, I suppose. It's actually cool to have an international tournament. And speaking of international tournament, Mitch, we do have ESPADA versus KOVA, the Finnish roster, of course, versus the CIS team on Mirage. I think ninth round has already been decided, and the game is about to begin. Let's go straight to the action, shall we?
Sounds like a plan. KOVA's starting us out on the attacking side. We'll see what they can do. Like we said earlier on, if you guys were watching the previous game, lots of mistakes were made in the previous series. We saw them playing. ESPADA coming in for us as the favorites, at least for me. I think you agree they're strong legs.
Yeah, I do agree with you. Really depends which version of these teams we get. But look at Finnegan. He's already behind enemy lines. That's one. And even if they eliminate him, they might not expect the second player. But now I think they have been spotted. And, well, ESPADA's holding it down. 3 kills for them.
They do really well. Having those kills, okay, yeah, the bomb plant goes down. Sure, a little bit of extra cash for KOVA. They'll be able to get a buyout soon, but it's unlikely they win this in a 2v5. Push into kitchen, it's ambitious, it doesn't work for Twixy, and Durkups has to do it all. He's got a Glock sitting down at the van, and he's going to try to drive away with this round, but it looks like his hands are going to be taken off the steering wheel pretty soon as ESPADA blitz through short to clear their angles. Hello. Patsy walks all over him, and then shoots him in the head. And it's a 5-man left alive. Really solid pistol round to start for ESPADA. The benefit here, with the exception of Sopfik, everybody has armor carried through the next round. The downside, you're probably going to want to invest into the helmet, and that means if your Kevlar did get damaged, it's not really that much of a benefit because you still have to buy it again. They don't do repairs.
Yeah, and the other thing too is that you're probably expecting that there's a chance that KOVA buys up here, right? Which they have, which we know they have, but ESPADA, of course, is still kind of in the dark until they hear the shots pop off. But now they hear it. But unfortunately, it's come at a cost as Dexter eliminated one of the star players here for ESPADA. And this, yeah, Perfect. He's stuck towards window right now, and there's reinforcements are arriving though from Cat, from Khan.
That's the MP9 down. Nice kill by Finnegan, though, to trade it back. You're going to be happy to make a trade like that in this round. An MP9 for a rifle. Trade on top in maybe a little bit less so, but luckily they've eliminated the main weapon of KOVA. That's the Krieg down on the floor, leaving it on to Peku as the next best fragger in this round, at least should be, with the Galil in hand. He's already pushed out to Sandwich. Oh, that timing for Finnegan. That was horrendous. He backed off the angle and he was spotted, which means they know now that the side is clear. Peku's already in CT, but it's expected and he misses the shots, spraying the Galil a little bit off and allowing Finnegan to bring it into a 3 versus 2 retake.
Durkups in such a weird scenario because he feels like he needs to get something accomplished, but unfortunately he'll get overran by 2 players. Now Paitola is in the 1 versus 3, and it seems like Sophic, he's just sticking it. Oh no! Well, yeah. At least he gets to keep his armor.
Mean, if he runs there, he's dead because the players on the bomb side are going to see him and take him down. The best hope he had is that one of them maybe didn't have a kit. And remember, that kit was only brought over from the pistol, and sometimes teams don't buy them up in the pistol round. So there was a small chance that that would work out.
Yeah, I think he's also praying it was a fake tap, right? They're just tapping the bomb, trying to bait him out.
Indeed, yeah.
Now, unfortunately for KOVA, it's not quite worked out. The force buy is not successful. He buys up again with the SG. He's the hero SG in the round, and Dexter's pushed up top mid. So he's gotten info and the opening frag, and I think the players now for ESPADA are reinforcing the A site. They know mid's clear. Now they focus. The smokes, the flashes, the players out. That's a clear sign.
He's pushed into the open. He's been shot up from stairs. Not a chance trying to spray the triple. And ESPADA survived that round. Are they going to get the Krieg? Yes, they do. Dexter's got it. You got 3 M4s as well in play. And Dima has to buy himself back up, but he's dropped over a weapon, so it's only the armor and utility. He's going to be sitting pretty on 3 to 4 players. And the economy building up for the CT side early on. This is concerning. KOVA need to make a stand, and coming into the first really strong buy round, this is where they can do it.
I'm a little concerned, though. ESPADA's economy is pretty strong now, and they have the SG for Dexter, plus they have full kits and full utility. And even if they lose it, they still have that bit of a safety net, right? As long as they can hold on to 1 weapon here in this buy, they guarantee themselves 2 buy rounds in a row. So CIS side, they're pretty comfortable right now. I love this bait setup here towards ladder, towards cat. Keeps things guessing, and even if they eliminate that ladder player, or if they eliminate the cat player, they probably don't expect Dexter to be in ladder as well. But for now, KOVA does abandon mid. They leave Pekko here by himself to just keep tabs, to keep control. And they're regrouping towards upper B, which we should see the hit coming here shortly.
Still a decent amount of utility for KOVA to use pushing forward. They've got a smoke for the molly if it comes up into apartments. They shouldn't really be slowed down as they move forward. There's the Molotov. Smoke needs to go down on top of it. Damage being taken as they push on through. Patsy's in position as they drop. The spray down's only good for one. There's quite a bit of damage to the other, but Dexter falling. Now the alarm bells start to ring. ESPADA have lost control of the bomb site. Their best hope is Sotfik in the window, but he has to wait. Finnegan's on the flank around through short, which is going to cost them a little bit of extra time and allow KOVA to set up in post plans, get comfortable in their positions. And this is where things get dangerous. Sotfik's all alone and he wants to get out of there, bringing the M4 to safety for the next round. But this is KOVA connecting it. We did say they needed it. They survived with 3 players as well, provided that they don't blow up to the bomb. 2 of them are quite low. They got to exit quite far, and with that, Sotfik is actually playing exits. So they might not survive with all these players.
I feel like this is one of the times where I can justify Sotfik's play.
Yeah.
Like, you know the economy on the other side is pretty limited. You know you might be able to get a free SG, and you do. There's the bomb exposed, you know no one's there. Oh, did he get it? Oh, he got it, okay.
I was worried there for a second as well.
I thought it blew away first. I was like, no. But no, he's got
it did look like it went further in. But look, you're in a solid spot. Absolutely. Like you said, playing that exit, it's worthwhile. There's times when we criticized it, that previous game, a 1 versus 3 with an AWP retake on B no kit. That's really what haunts my nightmares. But as you look towards this one, it made a lot of sense. You're managing to take away that weapon. You see KOVA now are very low in economy, having lost 3 players. If ESPADA can bounce back in right here, they're going to again just get off to a winning streak. KOVA have already taken mid control though, with smokes and molotovs down, giving them a lot of control because they have a player outside B and outside A. They know the aggressive plays haven't come through, so they can really slow this round down now and wait for ESPADA to try some reactive map control.
I think that'll likely be in the form of Finnegan pushing into Palace soon here, but for now they will use the utility towards Con. On the other side, Dima fights Dirkups towards short. That's an MP9 upgrade to an SG. He'll take that deal any time of the day. And Connector is still being pretty well held down by ESPADA. So right now, they have all their bases covered. They have the crossfire for Con. They have the players still inside jungle and window, keeping control, not allowing them split. But the cat player has fallen off, and he's coming to reinforce the A side. Here we go. Dexter will be the first contact. He gets instantly traded. Now hits coming in.
Well, Finnegan's caught them off guard at least, and he's got a rotate coming through CT. If he can just tuck in, he'll have support in just a second. He's trying to buy himself some time, and he gets it as well. Although he doesn't find the kill, Dima's in just in time to find that trade and close out the round. And a smart play by Finnegan, as it's 4-1. ESPADA, this is what we talked about. They're the more structured team here. They don't make as many mistakes. Just look at that. Finnegan, not playing selfishly. He finds 1 kill. He bails back. He's calling for his teammate. He knows he's not getting that frag. He's spamming through the wood, but he's trying to deter that guy from peeking him for just a second or 2 longer. And by the time. It's not the kind of thing we saw from KOVA the other day. They were very sloppy, and they need to improve that. And their T side is probably where I expect them to do the most damage. The CTs were a little bit shaken. This ramp aggression is dangerous, with good damage done though, so it should be easy enough for the others to follow up, especially Sotfik with that SMG in hand.
Oh, you were saying?
Okay, well that kind of spiraled out of control pretty quickly.
Yeah, sometimes the casting burst accelerates, but Dima does eliminate Uli. Quick to 18 HP, probably not a big chance, and yeah, he will not even be able to plant the bomb, so money denied, double op setup maintained. Expensive for ESPADA, but crisis averted. Could have went worse. And you know, we do criticize these teams, Mitch. We criticize them a lot. And I think it's because we have higher expectations for them. And I think that's where that comes from. But there are a lot of good takeaways as well that sometimes we miss and sometimes we can't touch on. So, I don't want to sound too negative. They do have a lot of good takeaways for sure. But I want to add on top of that, I do think that ESPADA is probably the best mix of structure and individual, like, prowess and individual potential. They're actually insane.
Having Sotfik drop from Spirit, I think that was good. Look for him individually, because he's having a chance to shine through a little bit more on a team like ESPADA, and he'll definitely bring a lot to the table for these boys. That's Dima opening it up, the ex-Vegas squadron player. I haven't seen him do a lot since then, but it's gonna be one of my first times actually getting to spec him. But he used to be impressive on Vegas, so looking forward to seeing him. Something on ramp. Oh, so he loses that, but a great trade. Look, they're so quick. As soon as they find that kill, they want to push A. They want to go in. They've got 1 player Palace, 2 ramp, but they're not accounting for a player close. And Finnegan again in with a big play on the A-bomb side.
I'm loving these bait setups too from ESPADA. It seems to be working really well to the approach that KOVA is trying to do. And that's just Uli, 1 versus 4 in Palace with 45 seconds left. I'm not liking his odds in this one, Mitch. Where even is the bomb? The A ramp?
I honestly can't see it. I'm guessing he's standing right on, Finnegan's standing right on top of it.
Oh, yeah, yeah, he is.
Yeah, he was.
Okay. All right.
The 6-1, like, KOVA need to step it up pretty soon, because we talked about it in the previous series. This isn't a map where you're going to give a lot of weight to the CT side. You're not going to say, okay, well, look, they closed it out 10-5, but they've got a huge advantage on the defense. Generally, you see much closer games here. So far, they're just being dominated. Great opening by Dexter as well.
Holding it down. It's a double man advantage now. That's a USB battle there by Dexter. A little bit there, 2-3D, but it will cost him his life. There's no but.
Okay, I was going to say, they picked up the AWP. Piatola eventually gets it in his hand. Unfortunately, pushed out too far. Dima eliminates him. It's all on Paku. Deagle in hand, 1v3. He knows he's a player short, and Patsy continues to push. Very aggressive, but it works out. They've saved over their double up setup, but it has still been costly. Considering the investment KOVA had, they probably shouldn't have taken away 2 rifles from the CT side. That's going to stunt their growth a little bit, but ESPADA are already massively ahead. They've got a security of 2 full buy rounds. Has Dima got a weapon? Dima's only on a deagle.
Yeah, what is going on?
They know they're against a full buy, right? Why has Dima got a deagle?
Not like they're lacking money or anything either. And it's going to be the B explode. Patsy's, he is going to have to go massive. His teammate's only got a deagle. The flashbang is perfect, but the shot's even better. The Molotov there. The counter for Patsy. He's just trying to escape at this point, but he's not quite able to go. MP9 response. Nothing really there either. That's double anchors now falling to B side belonging to KOVA. Finally, they put themselves in a very winnable scenario, although they have taken some serious damage here.
They have indeed. Uli spotted Dima go up close right as well, I think. Oh, yeah, there we go. Caught the head. At least low HP. With the frags just popping in, Dex just being tagged like crazy. What? So did Uli spray transfer onto Deg?
I think he was shooting the first person and he wallbanged him through the wood behind.
Oh, man. So I noticed what happened there on Dima's rotate. I went in game to check it myself. He ran back into spawn and looked around. I think he dropped someone a weapon, and someone stole his. Yeah. So he ran up to mid and pressed 1 and was like, "Wait, why?
He's like,
why
oh, crap! I've been robbed."
At least he's able to buy a rifle in this round. That's, there's an upside to everything.
There is an upside to everything. Sometimes things happen for a reason. Now, once again, the scrim plays for KOVA, right? They explode. The smokes are there. It's kind of more of an extra. Finnegan not quite able to hold strong this time around, and Dexter gets denied any sort of support opportunity via the smoke and CT spawn. So man advantage for KOVA, and once again, they are in a winning condition. They have the bomb site. They have some utility to take over, and they maintain their double man advantage. Single man
Good
advantage.
pick for Dexter. Yeah, indeed, single. Dexter he's looking for more, but swings into Paku this time, is watching the right angle. And Dima should just be going back to save in a 1v3, no kit. He crosses over successfully. Drop it into mid. We'll get into apps, and that weapon should be brought forward into the next round. KOVA securing themselves a third. We do want to see them at least on 6 rounds by the time we swap over. I'm very worried for them when it comes to that defense, though. That is where we've seen the mistakes happen. It's hard to stay composed when you've got to manage all those rotates. I feel like on inexperienced teams, I think a lot of the time you see a lot more structure when it comes to the offense, because an IGL can hold the reins a little bit more aggressively, but when you're defending, it's hard to micromanage players and where they're peaking. Like a small mistake on the T side, you're too far forward, too far back, it's not going to cost you that much. You do it on the CT, all of a sudden they get a pick, they open B, and they're on the site. You lose that round.
That's a really good point, actually. Yeah, CT side is more team-based and less like single IGL-oriented, right? Like there maybe are some decisions he's making here and there, but overall the rounds are hopefully unfolding in practice, not quite in the server. For now, it is going to be ESPADA forcing up Mitch. They went off these few weapons that they have. It's going to leave him with MP9s, a 5.7 for Sotfik. And if KOVA pick this one up, that's going to be multiple rounds coming into their pockets here after. For now, they do have to defend against an up-close Patsy. Finnegan is inside Palace as well, something that KOVA is not aware of, yet, at least. And they do own middle, so a lot of control here early for KOVA.
If I'm not mistaken, Sotfik was the only player that would have been double eco, so this really screams confidence to me if you've got a team that's willing to, with such a heavy lead, go in for the force buy. It does leave a little bit less pressure on their shoulders for this round, the fact that they have that lead, but this is where a lot of teams will take an eco and then buy up in the next, have that one weakness. They think they can win it on the individual duels. They've seen good damage before. A short take this time. KOVA pushed all the way up. The Oppa is in play, but they stepped in front of each other. Demon gets a double spray down, a triple even. This is a disaster. Twixie's on 17 HP, peeking out with a Molotov in hand. As if the health wasn't bad enough, and Uli now has to recover a 1 versus 2. There's an AK and an MP9. The MP9 takes the fight from Ace, spots him out. Uli's Molotov, he's stuck behind it. The MP9's already rotated through. Finnegan's on his way. He wants to pick up a rifle. Krieg in hand, Uli on 45. This is not going to be easy. Moves forward, hasn't spotted the player on B. No idea where Dima's gone. 10 seconds. Time's ticking. Finnegan doesn't need to peek right now, and he doesn't. 5 seconds, no time to win. The spray is bad, and it's going to be a finish of 8-3. I don't know how ESPADA have managed to win that one.
Yeah.
Dima just completely ruined them.
Right? And KOVA, they're like gravitated to the only person that had a rifle somehow into his trap. Like, he was off angled and van, waiting for them, hoping, praying that they would be split up cat, and they managed to find the only person with a rifle in that round. That's incredible. And ESPADA, you're right, confidence is being heard loud and clear right now from them.
The sad thing about it is, when Dima took that shot, I think the Opera had an angle onto him, but someone ran right in front of him, so he couldn't take the shot, and then they just got double spray down. And crossing the barrel like that is just not how it should go. If your Opera's taking the open and peek, you gotta either go behind him or just let him peek. And this is what we talked about, you know, it's when it comes to that teamwork, when it comes to the cohesion, it's just not there for KOVA from what we've seen of them so far. Anyways, I'm judging that off of 1 best of 3. Maybe it was a bad day, but we're certainly seeing the same cracks coming through today.
I mean, I said it on Twitter, right? After KOVA had beaten Apex, I said that, I mean, that was a great win, right? They sweep 2-0 in what was supposed to be a 50-50 matchup. But I said if they did not tighten up against ESPADA, they would get ran over. And ESPADA is not a team that's very forgiving, right? Like, they're willing to punish you. They're willing to force confrontations if you aren't properly spaced, if you're not properly splitting. Now they just go up to crossfire, no smoke to cut off jungle. Now they're getting caught by all the defending players, and it seems like they have no chance to get past anything here. On 1-for-1, they're happy with that one. Triple man advantage here. 3 players alive. Profits are aplenty. AK-47s, more T-side weapons, and even CT-side weapons, Mitch. And ESPADA, they improved to 9 rounds. A 6-round deficit now. And it seems like KOVA have no real answer.
No, they really don't. And the very, very worrying thing about this is their map pick, and the next map up is Dust 2. Now, when you're talking about moving from Nuke to a Mirage or anything like that, you can make all the excuses you want for a bad performance. But coming into Dust 2, this map very much sets the pace for that. If you see a team 16-5 someone on Mirage, when it goes to Dust, you're probably going to see a pretty convincing win for them as well. It's rare that you make that turnaround.
I have a rule, Mitch. I don't play Russians on Train or Dust 2. These are 2 maps I don't want to play Russians on. They're actually insane. They have like this 500% performance on these 2 maps. And right now, it's 1 for 2 trades. Not bad in Dima. He's just savage in the AK-47. He's feeling confident. Hey, rifles against pistols. They're more than happy to take those battles. Costly round, but getting this late to the game, costly isn't even that big of a deal anymore. At this point, it's just rounds required for KOVA. Smoke will fade. Run shot required. And Patsy, hey, an overkill to the head, but you know what? Not bad. AK-47s and SG maintained, so only the M4s are lost, and ESPADA is more than happy. They get double digits on the board, 10-3. Now what could be the final buy here for KOVA if they're unable to plant the bomb, and a potential 11 or 12 available for ESPADA. More than phenomenal CT side half.
For sure, they've been playing so well. Watch out, Dexter. He gets down just in time to find that shot goes out for more. And again, the confidence just brewing. He flashed, and I was fearing he was flashing himself in. But he's going to drop back in through window. This is smoke on short. This allows him to peek into the right side of mid. Now looks for a little bit more. He's got a teammate pushing up short. They're going to spot out that this is clear fairly soon, but KOVA, they're not looking to let that information sit steady for too long. They're moving in towards the B apartments as ESPADA only have 1 player here. It is Patsy, but he's got a Molotov. And KOVA have 1 smoke.
This is the right time to strike, right? Eliminate Patsy quickly, and you have the entire B site. There it is. They've avoided Dexter's op as well. As long as they don't cross too late here, should be able to do pretty well. Ooh, a little risky peek there from Uli, potentially almost giving away the man advantage, but so far so good. Bomb gets planted. They have flank held down by Pipola, and Dima gets eliminated. There it is. Now they just got to worry about Market and Cat. And it seems like ESPADA are beginning to fall away.
So they have 2 players that can't buy in the next round, so ideally saving these 2 weapons. If they kill Dirkep's there, there's a chance Dexter sticks around for more kills, but he needs to get out of here. They're starting to close the distance in towards Kitchen. And away he goes. Oh, hold on. Peku might have the timing here. He's starting to run a little bit faster, and he catches him. So we're saying he stuck around just that little bit too long. And with the AWP drop now, Finnegan on an M4. Okay, he's not going to be pushed on. They're just saving at that side of the apartments. So he'll save this M4 through, but look at the buy. It is going to be a little bit shaky. Dima's not able to get a weapon out. And Finnegan's not able to drop.
Most importantly, they don't have Dexter's op. So it's all rifles, unscoped against double SGs, op for Peku. So, I mean, KOVA, this is a favorable round for them to close off the half 10-5, which is still manageable, right? Not totally out of control. 10-5, they do happen on Mirage. Not as often, I feel, these days, but they do happen.
It's definitely a recoverable situation, that's for sure. I wouldn't have too much faith, but hold on. There we go. 2 kills for Piazzolla. We'll see about the next half when we get there. For now, KOVA are trying to set the foundations for a potential win. Potential comeback. Patsy's been aggressive on short. Peeked by 2 different angles. Good trade out by Dexter. They know where he is now. The bomb can easily rotate over towards the B-bomb site. They've spotted him up there, so bomb's going to quick... Hello? Peku, you can run. He's moving down middle. That's an interesting call, because now he's going to be peeked. There's the bomb dropped. What's going on there? He could have just went back to spawn and rotated to B.
They actually made the right decisions. Push into mid, kill that player, turn around, take the headshot battle against Uli. That kill goes his way. He resets for the 1v1, almost in bag. But KOVA, they do hang on. 5 rounds on the T side. Now this is hopefully where they have their dominant performance, right? This is their map pick. Hopefully they're coming in with a game plan here on the CT side to defend against what was a phenomenal half for ESPADA. And ESPADA is, I think their characteristics, their textbook playstyle is splits, right? Something that is incredibly strong on Mirage, especially if you're not able to deal with the extremities and the sides.
I'm really curious to see how KOVA fare here. I'm very worried for them. ESPADA start this off with a timeout. Pistol strats already. Who's taking the kit, boys? That's what they're discussing. But for KOVA, pistol round is going to be pretty essential. Remember, they're the ones on 5 rounds. And even, I guess, if they don't win that, they need to make sure that they convert within the first 3, that they end up on top of the economy game. Like, you can win the pistol and lose right afterwards, end up on a double eco. And at that point, that's more than enough of a lead for ESPADA to close out. We're looking at a team that has an insanely good T side. Probably outweighs that of KOVA. I imagine we're going to see a lot of... Although, I don't think it's really in ESPADA's strat book, I think we're going to see a lot of fake plays coming out, slower rounds, to try and manipulate KOVA and get them a little bit on their toes and itchy to over-rotate.
Yeah, I wonder as well. Let's see how this unfolds. Right now, it seems like ESPADA's more than happy for the 5-man expo. It's going to be smoke, likely for the market window. Flashes over to allow them space. Okay, it's going to be for Cat instead. So it's going to be the Cat. Flash is coming out. Players raining in.
The first and third as well. My God, tapping away. Rips the heads clean off. And ESPADA now have the bomb site, but no bomb. It's down towards short. Sophic swings wide to get that, and as he crosses over, he gets there for free, but the nade comes in. That's going to do a lot of damage to him. In comes Patsy in kitchen. He's landed one up behind. Hello, where's the communication? Uli gets dropped from behind. Sophic now on the bomb site. They know where both players are. This is an advantage to play with. KOVA catch one off guard and the second. Good positioning there from Piazzolla. We find the 6th round here for KOVA. But the bomb plant going down. This makes it into a bit of a risky scenario. We talked about how important that pistol is in the 2nd round as well. If they lose this, they could potentially be down to a double eco.
Wow, they delayed just to find that smoke in market, and he found it at the end.
Every little helps.
Nice triple kill, though, by Dirkep's. Just clean after the first one. The first one was a little sloppy. Last 2, clean as hell. It's 10-6. They got themselves weapons. They got themselves a fighting chance. But, of course, they do have to defend against the thing that you predicted, which is the massive force buy here. And that's a strong force buy. Patsy with the AK-47 head armor. They have Dexter with the SG head armor, full utility. Of course, Sotfik dropping that one over to him, and Finnegan with the Galil armor. So, I mean, they're probably even better equipped than KOVA is at this point.
Yeah.
They do lack
the only thing
utility.
they're missing is util. Yeah, exactly. That's all. So these mid takes are much more difficult to work around, but you know they don't have an op. So when you're rushing out, as long as you've got your angles covered, you're probably taking a rifle versus rifle duel. That's fine. You can do that. One smoke down for window, that's all their smokes dissipated. And they're going to look to split towards the B bomb site with it.
I mean, look at the position here for KOVA, right? They're playing towards apps, not quite towards the other spot. Now, they're playing the same position as one other spot I like to play, but I think they're more ready for that one than KOVA was, and it's a 2-for-1 deal in the B site. The bomb is stuck in E-box for now. Uli's holding it down. The cross is actually getting a little awkward here. He's running low on utility. He will cross off with the flashbang, Molotov to block off market entrance. And Twixie's winning a very important battle in behind. If he can close this one off against Dexter too, that would be huge. That'd be a lot of pressure on the remaining players, and he gets it.
That's a huge opening. They definitely go for this now. ESPADA, though, went out that duel with the Galil long range swing out. Oh, that's the information now. KOVA know where both players are. Get an advantage to play with, but Demon's spotting them in the window. He knows there's one towards the door as well. Swings out, takes the scout. Now you're all down to Uli. 50 HP and a FAMAS. Time ticking away. No kit. Time to go and save. Live to fight another day. He's going to try to catch some damage as they exit, but he's just missed them. And he sticks around for Dima to eliminate him. No players dropped on the exits, and ESPADA save over 2 weapons. An AUG and a Krieg. One of these things is better than the other. 11-6, and KOVA now down to this, what would be a double eco, so they're buying up right now. It's only going to be the pistols to work with, and this is the situation I was worried about.
Yeah, with this round loss as well, ESPADA could very well get 13. 7-round deficit. It's really just 1 gun round, maybe 2 gun rounds away from KOVA from losing this first map. English is hard, Mitch. 5-7.
It is.
Holding it down up close A ramp. He's going to have to go massive here. He does have a little support in the form of 2 players towards top con and stairs, but unless he's absolutely on point here with the first opening shot, might not go too favorably for him. Sotfik is in con. He's kind of the contingency plan. I think it's too quiet against ESPADA here. Like, this is very obvious what's happening.
They've got to kill at least to open it up. Twixie, oh, they pre-farm as they run around. So nice frags to be found. The pistol's not really catching anyone off guard. Sotfik conscious of a player coming through underpass. Will he suspect Piatola to be on short? But he's looking that way anyways, but the kill goes to Piatola. He knows it's only a MAC-10. He heard himself get dinked and didn't die. So he starts to bail out towards the T-spawn, knowing that weapon isn't really worth saving. And bringing forward these 2 pieces of armor is very valuable. Despite the fact that they don't have any rifles to play with, they won't have anything to play with in the next round. Twixie, Peku, and Uli should all be just on USPs. And so these deagles could be a big game changer to connect a little bit more damage. And if you stack them on a bomb site and the Ts happen to push you, maybe you bring it even further than just damage. I mean, what was it? It was that previous series, Strong Legs, right? Where MDS got like 3 or 4 kills with a deagle versus a full buy on B.
Oh, yeah.
It's just nasty.
Now we find ourselves in a pretty awkward predicament here. KOVA, of course, buying here is not really an option for them. This will have to be a save. All they have are those 2 deagles. That's it. This is likely to be around here for ESPADA, the 13th as predicted, I think, as long as everything goes according to plan. But what concerns me even more so than the score deficit is really the amount of economy and purchasing power that's building up on the Russian side, right? Like they already have the full buy. They have a MAC-10 on top of that, which could farm even more money. And they're up against an eco. And now they're almost securing themselves 2 buy rounds in a row, potentially. A possible 3rd as well if things go well. And that puts KOVA in the position where they have to fight against, what, 3-4 gun rounds in a row to even come back into this game? That's just not a lot of room for error. And they haven't really shown anything convincing either. Like, the maximum rounds they've put together was 2 rounds. That's it. 1 round early on, 2 round sandwich in the middle of the half, and then 2 rounds at the end of the half. And although they won pistol, they got instantly ecoed right after. Not convincing, not inspiring confidence right now, Mitch.
Not at all.
And
but when we come into the buy round, I guess that's where the chance for things to change is. When you're on just the pistols, you can't really play it the way you want to, but for ESPADA, I still don't think they're going to be slowed down by this buy. This round isn't about will ESPADA win it or not. 90% of the time, probably more, they do. The thing is, can they do it without losing too many weapons? I don't want to see them lose more than one guy. They can build up money that way. Sophics got a Mac 10. He's the one that can die. He should be the one entering. Demon's actually going first. There goes the dog. Oh, man, they're losing a lot of players. Piatola with a second. This is getting dangerous now.
Yeah, you can only run the same anti-eco so many times, right, before it's kind of predictable. Now they're ready for it. Piatola gets his head removed. That certainly relieves a lot of the pressure having to deal with that player under belt. But now they know this player's towards tower, so that's another pick that they'll likely get. And now they turn it into a 2v2. They've eliminated the Deagles and the armor players. It's just USPs now. Surely they don't lose with SGs and armor against USPs, Mitch.
Well, Uli's already got a dink on the Dexter. They're actually traded HP, which isn't what you want. Not with that scope on the beautiful Krieg. The rotate coming through, though. Finnegan's going to start to move over towards the T-spawn. So too is Dexter. He's stepping at the moment. I think then Peku could have heard that. And the push is already up from Uli. Peku's retrieved an AK. Uli in position to catch one off guard. Finnegan's full HP. The steps are being heard. Continues to go. He's going to face into both of them, and he gets a headshot. Look at their health. 44 and 31. I don't expect Uli to get a kill there. He's not a noob for not finding a frag. And actually, he's done so much because Peku, with this AK, can shred both of these players. He has no armor. He has to get the jump on them, and he does. There's Finnegan down, and he looks for the final, but he can't get it. As soon as he misses that first bullet, Dexter returns fire. He gets hit, and gun kick takes him out of the fight immediately.
Yeah, as soon as that aim punch kicks, your chances got much, much smaller. Really nice try there from KOVA, though. That could have been the savior round that they were hoping for, that they were at least looking for. It's 13-6, so we go back according to plan, but that did remove kind of the safety net for ESPADA, right? They went from being pretty comfortably buying 2 rounds in a row to now maybe not so much buying 2 times in a row. So, decent turnaround, but rounds are now required for KOVA. Opening shot for Dexter, just a little bit off the mark. Wait, he spots the head. You can see the heads in CT spawn? I did not know that.
Sure, I want to see that again. I'm not sure if it's the X-ray making it look a little weird for us, or like if in-game he could actually directly see just the tip. Either way, ESPADA 13-6. They've not lost a man in the opening duels, but then again, they haven't won one either because ESPADA are playing slow. They peaked round, and they got pushed back. Now they're sitting top mid. They've got one coming through underpass. They are looking for A eventually. I mean, if you just look at the map. That's where everybody's sitting around. That's where the bomb is. KOVA are getting a little bit antsy. They're starting to push. There was anti-flash player down in underpass, and Walker with his back turned. Uli's not going to be winning that fight. Hard to shoot behind you.
You know, what's also really impressive with how ESPADA's playing is that they seem to have clear lines for their boundaries. They know exactly what lines not to step beyond to not give away information for free, and they're playing right onto the edge of that boundary. Forward. A little bit too much for KOVA to handle. Twixie by himself, not able to find a single kill. Now the KOVA's left in an awkward situation where I feel like they have to save. The 5 versus 2 is very unlikely, especially without utility or kits. And not enough damage dealt onto ESPADA to justify it. And they will save on. That will be ESPADA improving to 14 rounds. And KOVA now have to fight back 8 rounds in a row if they want to deny at least the overtime opportunity here for ESPADA. And all they have are these 2 and 4s and a small loss bonus to get things going. It's starting to feel very one-sided.
KOVA tried their best with reactive plays. They started to move towards underpass. The only issue is we didn't have a second player to watch top mid. Oh, that volley is perfect. Goodbye to all the weapons. Man, ESPADA obviously with this cash they can play those aggressive hunts, but never so successfully do we see it. For KOVA, they try to go underpass. Uli's looking towards top mid, so he gets shot in the back. After that, again, they try to peek middle. There probably should have been a flash come from the A side to allow that to come through. Instead, he dry peeks in, just gets wrecked by the Krieg that was up close. But ESPADA are playing this so well. They've got slow, methodical map control. They've got a little bit less health there on ramp. But Uli's down to 42 as well. These weaker weapons, you expect aggressive plays, and ESPADA certainly do as well. Demon's sticking up close. He's pushing through. He saw a second player, surely. Sophics going to try to slow him down. Molly goes through, but making his bail back with that smoking play. Happy to trade back that man advantage. I'm really surprised that he pushed forward. He saw 2 pushing him, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
and then
I'm not sure he saw him actually get the cross, though.
Possibly, yeah. I presumed he was up behind the couch or something like that. Just seems like an unnecessary fight to force.
You know, with the upper control for KOVA, I think things are becoming pretty clear that this is likely ending into an A hit now. Middle is weak. Luckily for KOVA, no one is there for ESPADA. And they're just going to set up for the A execute. This is going to be a big telltale sign. As soon as those smokes go up, it'll be pretty clear for KOVA that this is obviously a commitment here, considering there's no upper B pressure or presence. Here it is. The smokes, the flashes, the Molotovs, and the counter molly to hold them back for now. And this allows KOVA time to reposition.
Uli's already on the stairs, and Twixie's trying to catch them off guard with the rotate coming around from Peku. If he can get into a spot in CT, he can do some serious damage. Make it a lot easier for his teammates to take them out as he's got the scout. Nice flank. Sorry. Nice surprise by Twixie. As Uli's spotted on top of the stairs, he's not really able to get a whole lot done. Forced back to the player in Palace, who swings out and immediately deals with Twixie, but the trade is there. The scout comes in to save the day. Piatola with more. This is dangerous. Dexter's all alone. 6 seconds left. He's got to go get the bomb planted, and he can't do it. As Piatola gets the final from the bottom of connector, KOVA are finally on the board.
Not quite out of the woods yet, though. They'll have this buy here first spot. If they deal with this, Mitch, if they deal with this round, if they deal with the conversion to follow, that gets them closer and closer and closer. And if they can deny map point here for ESPADA, then they can maybe close the distance at 14-14. Let's see how it goes. Right now, they're pretty good. They have good weapons. Not quite ideal in the form that they have 3 SMGs. But they have utility at least. They have some kits available. And most importantly, they do have a proper setup for now. Dealing with the pressure on A early. Getting their kept pushed into hulls. I don't know if you've noticed also, but KOVA has an aversion to fighting middle, right? They haven't really contested it much.
Look at that even. They've got an AWPer. Flash goes out. He's bailing out immediately. And then he goes back, jump peeking it very wide. That's not what you want to see. Twixie takes down Patsy, and now we're into a 4 versus 4. The Palace control not going their way. ESPADA react and decide to move towards the B bomb site. Both Dirtcaps and Piatola are in position. Dirtcaps is in position there. As he swings out, that's a lot of damage done with the UMP. Dexter down to 12 health, but he's got the AWP sitting down. He just gets pushed on short. Uli's easily able to find that kill, just 1 bullet needed. Now he's got an AWP as well. Oh, this gets dangerous quite quickly.
And that AK will be better served. There it is. He's picked it up. They know there's a player above. They know the bomb planter is there. They've eliminated the bomb planter. Now they can just worry about Sophic up in halls in the high ground. Duel is taken. Uli's not quite able to fire a shot back. Now it's down to 1 versus 1. Sophic's not really sure what Twixie's up to. And it will be Twixie to defuse the bomb and clutch out the round. And KOVA maintain some rounds together, at least. Now, the money for ESPADA is not quite where they want it to be, so I don't know if they justify the buy, but I think it will be probably Deagles and Armor here coming out. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Hero AK come out here. But overall, KOVA's showing signs of life, at least, making rounds work with triple SMGs against full rifles. That's a good sign.
Once they don't get ecoed now. The Hero rifle on Dima, everybody else just got pistols. KOVA using up a lot of their utility towards B as well. There's 1 molly gone. They've got another on Dirk. But Dirk's up on short. His deployment time is going to be pretty long, and they're not actually spotting the contact. Piatola is just playing close right. The T's can walk all the way up to the balcony before they're spotted. Dirkap's still just on short. Zero information for KOVA. They're really relying on Piatola catching them off guard. If they peek him here, this side is lost immediately. They're checking it. He finds 1. They're taken down by the pistol. Molly goes through. It's a little bit late. They're already out in the bomb site. It only stops 1 player from pushing forward. The AK on bench wins the fight. And now throws the AK over to his teammate very selflessly.
Pretty wise.
Uli with the spray. Look, 5 HP left on Dexter, but he's surviving that. The bomb plant.
And that extra body adds a little bit of an intimidation factor, right? Twixie once again on short A. He needs to win these duels to at least alleviate some of the pressure. His teammate is grouping up. Now, Sophic's holding flank. He realizes no one is there, so he will fall back to reinforce the site. Now they just have to worry about Cat and Market. A much better situation here for ESPADA. Oh.
Wow. That's not a good
Sit
start.
down.
That's a worse middle, and I guess we're going to have a bad finish as well. Azuli falls, it's 15-8, and KOVA really, really struggling right now. They're going to need 7 rounds in a row. So far, what have they managed? 2 in a row? At most, maybe 3? Nope, 2 in a row.
Yeah, that's been their max it seems. They're like Valve. They can't count to 3. But
Only got Deagles. They've managed to get 3 Deagles out at least.
oh, Dexter with the movement. I like that. But yeah, this is starting to look a little grim here, right? They don't have much. They just have the Deagles now, a man down, full weapons available for ESPADA. The utility is plenty. I think I'm calling it this one. I think ESPADA has this one in the bag. And this is KOVA's map pick, so it's a little bit disappointing to see. And I'm sure they're frustrated more so than we are.
This is definitely a DNR. Do not resuscitate. We're seeing KOVA just dead in the water at the moment. Those pistols look to catch them off guard primarily towards A, and ESPADA want to push B. They've already got control in apartments. They're starting to move through short. Mid peek comes through from Connector. Peku's immediately dealt with. Dima just hears the shots and turns around. It's all down to poor old Twixie.
Yes, the white flags are off now.
I wonder if he'll save.
There it is. ESPADA.
That's just insult to injury there. Dexter's sitting there just getting shot by the UMP, and he just waits. He's like, I'll take my time. I'll line up the shot. I'll shoot when I'm ready.
I mean, that's just a sign of the kind of the mental clarity and the confidence that they have, right? They're not really stressed. Like, I don't think at any point in time did they feel duress or some sort of, something that is affecting their performances. Like, there's no pressure, no stress on them. Very clear. And 16-8 on the enemy team's map pick. I think you're happy with that. And now you're going into Dust 2, Mitch, a map that I would consider one of ESPADA's strongest. I've seen them play on it. They have really good split potential. They have really good aggression, and their structure on that map is oddly impressive, considering it is Dust 2, the world's best map, of course. But we are going to cut to a break. But before we do that, please follow this man right here with the ginger beard. Of course, his ad's down here below, and mine here as well. And of course, our producer observer, Melanie. And if you're in the market for some skins, some agent skins or weapon skins, as well as 1 terabyte SSDs for a giveaway for free, that is happening right after this match. So stay tuned. Of course, after this series is over, and we will give you the kind of the rules to enter and potentially win some free skins. For now, we are going to cut to a break. We'll see you soon on Dust 2, the Russian map.